Now, I've got to come clean. Dishonored was a game that I really hadn't heard a lot about, mainly because I hadn't really gone out looking for it. Not because it's necessarily a bad game or because it didn't interest me. It was coming out in a year where we have so many good sequels and so many good games coming out that I was like, do I really need to worry about another game? However, this has also been the year of the sleeper hit, and Dishonored is very, very much another one for the sleeper hit category.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody.
Now, presentation-wise, the game is set in a strange kind of industrial revolution era, maybe America, I don't know. Like it's its own world, it's its own universe. And you play Corvo, the bodyguard to the Queen, and events happen at the start. The Queen dies, her daughter is kidnapped, and you've got to find her. It's very Bioshock in its presentation. Now, I just want to get that out of the way right now. So don't be surprised when you get in there and you think, this is just Bioshock set in the Industrial Revolution. And I think as far as aesthetically, you are spot on. The game presents itself that way. The story kind of follows a similar arc. You know, you're tasked with finding the daughter. And it's about how you do it that changes the world around you. So the world will get darker or lighter. There'll be more horrible things happening depending on how you play. And I think the universe looks great as a result of that. The sound, like the voice acting as a general rule, is pretty good. However, one of my biggest complaints of this game is some of the really poor exposition from some of the characters. It sounds strange, but they'll make a statement that is meant to qualify their actions or meant to qualify the discussion they're having, and it sounds laboured. And I think that's probably my biggest... In a game where you're telling a great story, where you're pushing this wonderful universe, you don't need to explain everything. Leave some grey, let us interpret it our way. But they kind of pander to you a little bit and try and explain why things happen. I think it really is to the detriment. And that's how big a point it was that I'm making this much of a big deal about it in a 3-minute review. So all up, presentation-wise, looks great, sounds pretty good. God damn that voice acting sometimes though. So I'm going to drag that one down to a 7 out of 10. Now, gameplay-wise, the game is very, very structured around you being either like the master assassin. So you can sit there, you can fight everyone. The melee system is really fantastic. Like the first person melee is awesome. My biggest complaint is the fact there's no non-lethal melee. You can only do a non-lethal playthrough by sneaking and knocking people out, which is very hard, but it does net you probably one of those hardcore achievements that the kiddies will go and get. But the game itself plays very well. The magic works really well. Like you're introduced to these magical powers that you have the ability to do. That all works very well. The way that you can use things to distract other people, you pretty much play the way you want. Harvey Smith made this, and he was one of the people who worked with Warren Spector on Deus Ex. So straight away, it's coming from a very good pedigree of gaming, and I think it's something that comes through very, very well in this game. You can play it the way you want. Gameplay, 9 out of 10.
Woe us all. Look at what he's done.
Yes, he's killed the Empress.
All up, it should have got a 9, and if it wasn't for that really bad voice acting that dragged it so far down for me, it would have. However, 8 out of 10. Definitely put this on your checkout list, and definitely give it the experience. Like, really get involved in the universe, because it's something to behold.